Dragons. Fuck. It's such a bad movie.
It's not a bad. I think it's a good bad movie. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, like, it's
Really?
corny as shit.
No, I couldn't stand it. It took me like 4 hours to watch it.
I had to stop frequently.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, let's pause here, go smoke a cigarette, watch something else, and go back to. I couldn't stand it.
Space Force.
Yeah, this is Space Force. Kids.
Sean.
Real quick before we get into this horrible movie, the other night before I was going to sleep, you know the YouTube algorithm's usually like, hey, you watched one Andrew Yang video?
Yeah.
Well, now you're part of the Yang Gang, so here's some Yang Gang shit. Luckily, though, for once it worked out, and it was like, hey, do you want to see Eva Destruction, this cool drag queen, do a performance at the 2017 Atlanta Pride? And I was like, yes, I did. Thank you, YouTube. I watched it. It was great. She's doing the craziest dance moves I've ever seen. It was amazing.
And then Yang Gang.
No, then I just kind of went to sleep. But while I was sleeping, I had a dream I was at some sort of outdoor festival, like maybe a Burning Man sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like the world's biggest circle pit, and they're pushing people in there to do dance moves and stuff.
And you did those dance moves?
And I was like, oh, I know exactly what to do. Thank you, Eva Destruction. I'm going to kill it. And then I started doing the dance moves in my dream. I broke both my legs.
Your subconscious doesn't believe in you.
Yeah, like, yeah, right. You can't do those Eva Destruction dance moves. Honestly, I couldn't. I don't know if I have like the knee strength that she does. It was pretty cool. It's still a pretty good dream. Most of my dreams always just kind of taper off after like major events. Like I don't remember any of the follow up to it. I just remember like looking at my legs and being like, oh God, oh man, how embarrassing.
You know, honestly, I don't remember most of my dreams these days. I just have like vague impressions or like fuzzy bits of the dream that I remember. Most of it, I don't really recall.
It seems, for me, it seems to matter like what point in my sleep cycle they take place.
Uh-huh.
So it'll be like the dreams that I'm experiencing close to waking up are usually the ones I remember the most, which makes sense because different parts of your brain are starting to be like, all right, well, let's get going here. Sometimes I have sleep paralysis though when I take naps. So
I think we talked about this before that I occasionally get sleep paralysis. I haven't had it in a while. Knock on whatever sort of wood we have in here. I don't like the feeling. Like I know what it is.
This
at point,
is
it doesn't
fine
really
oak, 2,000-year-old fine.
Pretty sure it's
oak.
particle board with laminate over it.
Oh, what? You saying that we's are poor? No, this is the finest of finery. This is one sewn by Andrew Jackson. Speaking of things we talked about before, I believe it was last week I was talking about how the far right, I believe, has an attitude where they decided, you know what, climate change is going to happen, so fuck it, like, I'm going to somehow be the top dog. Or basically eco-fascism is going to take over. Did you read the manifesto from the El Paso shooter?
Nah, I never read those fucking things. I have no desire to give any of these people attention.
Oh, really? I think it's interesting to understand the motives of different people.
They're fucking nuts. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah, there's dumb far-right turds, but I don't know. I'm always interested to see, all right, well, what sort of brain abortion do they have this time? And that's basically what it is. It is all over the place.
Yeah,
there's no cohesive logic, but his first little screed is just talking about the looming threat of automation and climate change and corporations.
Yang gang?
And but then he's like, you know what? So there's all these problems that are caused by capitalism. And he's, to solve it though, I will kill immigrants.
I see the connection.
Yeah.
To bring it back around, this movie has a definite pro-capitalist message. Like, Dungeons & Dragons is a dangerous game, partly because it can make you want to commit suicide or send you into some weird fantasy world, and partly because it takes you away from the engines of capitalism. Because Daniel, he can't make computer games. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not a viable career option. I was actually thinking, I was having similar thoughts while I was watching it. My thinking was, though, so obviously this is part of the sort of satanic panic that was going on in the 80s, where everyone was worried about the occult and shit, so that spread out into Dungeons & Dragons, and then Dungeons & Dragons became a broader thing to hate on, like Harry Potter was at one point. You know, all this shit gets hated on when new things first start to develop about Dungeons & Dragons and this movie and video games and stuff is, everyone had a lot of criticisms and complaints about these things until they started being profitable, and then it didn't matter
Yeah, like
anymore.
Dungeons and Dragons right now is blowing up.
Yeah, so that's the thing is, as soon as there was profit to be had and it was legitimized in the machinery of capitalism, no one was really talking shit about video games anymore.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Daniel's dad is probably like, "Yeah, you can be a video game designer. I got some stock in that EA company."
Mm-hmm. He's like, make sure to subscribe to PewDiePie. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is capitalism is a joke, and it runs it corrupts the minds of society. Like, all right, it's Dungeons and Dragons. You play an imaginary game with your friends and have a good time. That's it. What is threatening about that? I understand culturally, it's got occult things in it, so the American religious far right is like, oh no, witches and stuff, they might forget about
magic
God or
and
some
spells.
Shit. But why would society at large
Sacrilege
care about that? The answer is because they're not participating in mainstream capitalism. If you're inside at home using your imagination to have a good time, who's going to be seeing all these movies and buying burgers and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, I mean, to get to your point, like Dungeons and Dragons, it's become very big. There's lots of shit you can buy for it now. You can buy miniatures. You can buy paint for miniatures. Mm-hmm. You can hire a fucking dungeon master to be your personal dungeon master for your game. There's professional dungeon masters out there. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
But at the same time, you don't need any of that shit. Like when we play, it's fucking pieces of paper.
Well, that's the thing is,
and popsicle sticks.
You could absolutely just play Dungeons and Dragons.
Like you don't even really need the book.
For decades, people did do it just out of altruism, wanting to play the game and experiencing it. But now that they found a way to monetize every aspect of Dungeons and Dragons, it's cool. I guess you could hire a dungeon master, so because they are a commodity of sorts. But anyone can just be like, you know what, I've got an idea. I'll be a dungeon master, and then you read a couple books and figure it out, like you did. So I don't know. The machinery of capitalism turns everything into meaningless tripe.
But speaking of meaningless capitalism, go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon, where we might occasionally play Dungeons and Dragons with the Space Cadets.
I don't know if that's capitalism though. That's altruism.
Is it?
Patreon donations, yeah. I
don't know if it's technically altruism.
Yeah. Well, it's people that for no other reason that they enjoy our content and would like more, or providing us the means to sustain production of that content. That's communism.
Is it?
Yeah, a lot of the internet's actually communism when you think about it. I mean, a lot of it's been broken down and refined to fit in like cogs into the capitalist machine, but just think how much the open source code there is, how much
yeah, I mean, some of it's, I don't know, it's like a weird, there's some capitalism in there, some communism in there, there's some stuff in there that's actually kind of hard to define.
Yeah, they've just added more capitalism over time. As soon as people started to get smartphones, and they're like, oh, there's like a lot of people on the internet now, we can make money off of it. Kind of like how, there's a lot of people who play video games now, we can make money off of it. And then now, video games are like, hey kids, did you know that it's okay for black people and women to be in video games? And people who play video games say, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'll shoot up a goddamn shopping market if I see any more of these damn SJW.
Gamers rise up.
Subscribe to PewDiePie. That's what the shooter in Christchurch said. We'll get to the movie in one more second. I just wanted to say I had already planned on being like, America's terrible. You'll notice that there was 2 shootings in the time span of us recording the last episode. But then, last night, there was a 3rd mass shooting. So, there's 3 mass shootings in the time between.
Going for the hat trick. Hooray!
I guess it's going to accelerate, right?
Yeah.
It seems
that's
like
what it's been like.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I've noticed everyone immediately is like, well, maybe it's gang related, and by everyone I mean people that are trying to steer the narrative away from it being white nationalists.
You mean all right people. Or...
Oh well,
you know what? Not even alt right. The right.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is the far right, the alt right. Well, that's mainstream.
Yes, that is the right.
That's mainstream now. Yeah, that's just what these fools believe. It's like so. You're fascist and racist and bad actors, and you just make shit up and just fucking. Admit it. If you're so proud and you think you're so cool and your beliefs are right, admit it. Admit you're a fascist. Admit that you're racist. I
don't think they think they're fascists.
Well, a lot of them don't understand what fascism is, but
Yeah.
that's true. Oh yeah, and like I said, the dude's
And it's not racism if you're right, Kyle.
Oh, what? Right about what?
How shitty brown people are.
Oh no, they're all concerned with the Great Replacement. Oh no, white folks will be replaced by
Robots.
people that aren't quite as white.
Nope.
What the fuck does race mean anyway?
I don't know, man.
Let's find out in Mazes and Monsters. I noticed
a movie starring all white people.
Yeah, some serious white people.
I'll say this for Tom Hanks. Still a fantastic actor, even in this garbage.
This is his very first role, and he does a pretty good job. The movie starts off by introducing us to fucking a mass shooter. This JJ kid.
Well, the first opening is like the
news report.
Yeah.
Some dude's dead, and they play they're playing Mazes and Monsters, which is a bit of a psychodrama using your imagination. I like that phrase, psychodrama.
Yeah, it is a cool one.
Which it does sort of accurately describe what Dungeons and Dragons is, but they use it to imply that this is how these children are working out their problems and their mental illnesses. No, probably just trying to have fun with your friends.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of escapism. We're just having a good time. Although there's been some weird Dungeons and Dragons games out there, I guess. But
really,
yeah, I've heard some shit.
Well, I know it's not very inclusive to women.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
but
not, obviously it's gotten better, but that's nerd culture in general.
Yeah.
But, like you've heard, I've never experienced this in any game I've ever played, but I've heard stories of like sexual assault and like rape role play in these Dungeons and Dragons games, and
if everyone's consenting to it, it seems okay.
It's not always consent.
Oh, well, I mean, that's my qualification for it. If everyone's consenting to it, then that's fine. But yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I guess it's fine, but at the same time, like, why is your fantasy sexual assault and rape?
I don't know. It actually is not that uncommon of a fantasy. Obviously, these people don't want to be actually assaulted or raped, but
yeah, but I'm talking about the people that want to do the raping or the assaulting, not necessarily the potential fantasizing victims in this case.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's not something I'm really into. I'm a little bit into bondage. Well,
that's different.
I specifically like shibari, the rope binding, but that's not to me. It's like not a power thing over my partner. It's actually like I would only do it with close partners because there's like a connectivity to it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's weird, but yeah, it's not. I don't derive any pleasure from the control aspect of it. It's more the trust. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sensitive. So this is Rona Jaffe's Mazes and Monsters.
Yeah, based on the book by Rona Jaffe.
Yeah, I'd like to read a little bit about Rona Jaffe's book.
No, she's a terrible person, but go ahead.
Rona Jaffe's source novel was probably inspired by the disappearance of Michigan State University student James Dallas Egbert III, which...
Cool, man.
Okay. Who was thought to have gone into the college's steam tunnels to play a live-action game of Dungeons and Dragons. He was LARPing. This is kind of cutting edge, honestly.
Yeah, this movie, when it comes up, I'm like, oh, they're LARPing.
Yeah.
LARP till you're dead.
Speaking of LARPing, there's I think it's just like a YouTube documentary, or I saw it on YouTube anyways. It's just about a group of kids that live action role play.
Role models, yeah.
No. That movie's funny though. It's actually really sweet and endearing. They follow around a couple kids that like this is where they're accepted in society and stuff. I love that aspect about nerd culture, but it's not usually the case. It's usually exclusionary, not inclusive. Anyways, in reality, he had gone there to commit suicide specifically. In fact, his depression probably had nothing to do with the role-playing game, but was likely brought on by the pressures of school, drug addiction, and other personal issues.
Oh, you're saying Dungeons and Dragons doesn't cause depression?
I mean, if you got like one of the shitty DMs you're talking about that makes you get raped and stuff, like that might. Not to laugh about it, but you know. The truth of Egbert's disappearance didn't come out until William Deere, a private investigator hired by Egbert's family, published his own account of the incident 3 years after Jaffe's novel was published. Could be argued, then, that Mazes and Monsters was born of a public hysteria based on an urban myth surrounding Egbert's disappearance. So yeah, this is absolutely just sensationalist, reactionary skullduggery.
No shit. You can tell just by the way this whole thing's
There's
laid out.
Well, also it's a TV movie too, so
Yeah.
it's like
It's
parents, Dungeons and
PSA
Dragons
time, kids.
will kill your kids.
Do you remember that? You had to have watched it, I'm sure, in school because I did. That weird, that shitty made-for-TV movie about anorexia
Maybe.
or bulimia, one or the other.
I remember a cipher in the snow where the kid falls out of the bus and like suffocates in the snow,
Nah, that's
and it's like, why didn't he get up? Maybe I don't remember the lesson of the story, but I just remember he like gets punched and falls into the snow and like suffocates or something. It's, get up. You shouldn't be knocked out for that long anyways. If you do, you already got brain damage.
You have bigger problems.
Yeah. Oh, I might be insensitive since I remember all the details. Someone can correct me. I apologize if I
It's
am.
a movie. I don't know. You have to be
well,
insensitive about it.
I think it might have been based on actual events.
Yeah,
so.
but, you know, based on a true
yeah.
story.
You can drown.
Just like Mazes and Monsters.
You can drown in a teaspoon of water.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, I mean, you just get water in your lungs. Rona Jaffe. She apparently like wrote the book in like 3 days because she didn't want someone else to get ahead of the story. So she.
How many pages was that? That's
I don't
actually kind
know,
of impressive.
but she's like such a ghoul, you
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
Like that's true crime authors used to be so like ghoulish and like
Capote?
craven back in the day. Well, at least Capote went and interviewed his subject and probably got too close to him. And well, I mean, Capote was an outlier. I think not everyone has that experience. I just mean more that they were just they used to just be like, oh, fucking.
Here's an idea. I'm not going to do as little resurge as possible.
Yeah, like, oh, the Manson family. Oh, I got to get a book out in like 2 days. Like, fucking, I don't know. He's damn hippies. Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood yet? Speaking of Manson.
Have you?
Yes.
When'd you go to the movies?
By myself. Oh, I guess I won't spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
There's been a lot of people talking about how foolish he made the Manson family look.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, it's great. They were fucking dumb. Like, everyone has this idea that Charles Manson was a mastermind and he had these kids brainwashed to do whatever he wanted. Some spooky shit.
There's a bunch of drug addicts.
Yeah, that's because the judge of the case like was like, oh yeah, you could just feel the evil and blah. He convinced people of this weird demonic shit. No, he was a fucking criminal drug addict that just wanted to like have sex with teenage girls, and he wanted to manipulate people to stay around and like party with him and stuff, and told them bullshit. And then there's just a bunch of kids doing drugs, being stupid. Like, they are just stupid, dumb, fucking idiots. They're not. He's not a mastermind. Like, they just like did crime accidentally and then decided to do more crime. I don't know. People just have this weird idea about the Manson family. It's like, yeah, they should be fucking idiots because they were.
Well, I feel like people have this weird idea, or there's always this weird mystique around serial killers in general. Like the same thing with
Ted Bundy too.
and shit.
Like, no, he just kind of got lucky.
He's a fucking goober, and no one should look up to that motherfucker.
Man.
Well, boy, you're so smart. If you turn a different path, you can be out here arguing in front of me.
Could have been a lawyer working for me. Pete Buttigieg reminds me of Ted Bundy a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he has a similar look, I guess, but I don't want to label.
Buttigieg now. I don't think
that.
He's a necrophilia, cannibal, woman killer or anything, but he's got a weird vibe.
What about old Michael Benner?
I just feel like
it's me, Michael Benner, over here. Let me tell you about education. That's the only thing I'm good at.
For me, Buttigieg is like the way he talks about being a veteran in his military career. It seems like it was such a calculated choice for him to join the military. Like, that was his like study abroad program with a gun. You know what I mean? Like, you just see him like as an 18-year-old little studious nerd, and he's like, I know what will help my political career in the future when I want to run for president. I will join the military.
I don't know enough about him to say whether that's right or wrong, but you could be right.
Yeah, he just seems really calculating and weird.
Yeah, I mean, like the way he talks about his time in the military definitely is calculated.
Well, I just like don't trust anyone who's been in the military, to be honest.
Yeah.
So like whatever. So good luck. Then there's like when maybe even before his campaign really took off or anything, though, people were just talking about. I remember he was like, I've worked with these guns. These are weapons of war. They should not be on our streets. Only the trained military should have them. And it's like, yes, you're right. Everyday citizens who we brainwash should absolutely use these weapons of war to kill innocent civilians in other countries, just not in the United States.
I don't know what you think those guns and military are for, Kyle.
They're for protecting our freedoms, I believe. I remember one time, there was this 6-year-old Palestinian boy who was threatening my freedom from across the world. Even though I have more in common with him, like economically, socially, all these sorts of things, I have much more in common with him than I do with my own military government. But he was like,
well, I don't know. Some of the military usually are pretty bunch of poor kids, so.
There's this idea that they're okay, whatever, they're class traders, and it is common, but you know, like they're so, as soon as they're in there, they're quite separated from me. My point is, this child was like, hey, maybe don't let Israel bomb the shit out of us all the time. Luckily, the United States government provided support to Israel, so that kid could be killed, and that protected my freedom, so I didn't have to be insulted by foreigners.
What part of this don't you understand?
I guess it's just, it ain't easy being free, huh? So anyways,
freedom ain't free.
What jobs you been looking at so you don't die?
None.
I gotta absolutely get a job, or otherwise I will die. Nice. It's pretty free. Mazes and Monsters, here's some rich kids, right? They're going to like fucking...
Yeah, well, JJ for sure is super rich.
Well,
right?
they're all
Daniel...
going to rich guy school.
I've never heard of this university, so I can't tell you.
What's it called?
Grant
University.
I think it's a fake one they made up for the movie.
It sounds like it would be Ivy League, because you know how they all like have...
Well, Daniel's family's like, oh, well, we want you to get into that MIT, boy. Why don't you think about transferring? So I assume it's a reasonably good college. Although I think the reason Robbie named his character Purdue is because he wanted to get into Purdue.
It's Pardue.
Pardue joke.
He's a priest, a holy man.
He uses his magics.
Yeah, so they let us know in the beginning that all the kids have problems. Except for, I guess, Kate kind of has a problem.
Is Kate supposed to be like a stand-in for Rona Jaffe, right?
I think so.
Whenever I hear, like, I'm going to grow up to be a
reason.
writer in a story, I'm like, yeah, you're a stand-in for the
Yeah,
author, right?
and like the voice of reason and stuff. Yeah, so JJ's only 16, and he's a super smart kid, so
he's got the kookiest hats.
Yeah, he's always wearing, he got a pith helmet, a flight cap, a construction hat, hard hat. I don't know, he's got a bunch of them. He's just got so many hats. He's a real renaissance man when it comes to hats.
He's a big fan of haberdasheries.
Jack of all hats. Yeah, also his mom's always rearranging his room.
He is pissed about it. Like, I get it. Like,
I would be too. Be like, well, this is like this is where I hang out.
This is my place.
Like, it's my space.
That was just his whole argument.
That's kind of it, though. From the opening scene, anyways, to establish his problems. We'll learn more later, but you can kind of guess what the problems are going to be. He's 16 and he's hanging out with like 20-year-olds, and he's definitely an outcast and he's really isolated. They probably shouldn't have sent him to university at 16. I don't know. I mean, just my opinion. I think maybe just because you're super intelligent, you might want to get socialized with your peers more and that sort of thing. Not be completely detached from everyone, including your family, anyone you've ever known, not be able to make friends at a completely foreign environment when you're 16.
Yeah. Not only that, he's a sophomore at 16, so he started college at 15.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Let's. How did it turn out for Ted Kaczynski? You ever read his manifesto? He had a lot of good things to say in there. He had the same sort of thing too, where he would he understood like capitalism is the main problem. There's a lot of quotes of other communists and anarchists and far left ideals, but then he was just like, so the answer is blow everybody up for attention and stuff.
Yeah, it just makes me think that maybe that, you know, their real deep-seated issue is just that they're fucking nuts.
Yeah, it could be. In Ted Kaczynski's case, it's because he was an MK Ultra experiment.
I've read that was like way overblown, like his involvement in MK Ultra.
Well, he technically doesn't have any direct involvement in MK Ultra. It's just that one of the leading scientists and like actuators of MK Ultra, after conducting his experiments, went on to become a professor at the college that Ted Kaczynski attended. Ted Kaczynski needed money, so he did some psychology experiments, as students often do, that happened to be under the control of that specific scientist, and the experiments that he was doing were similar to what they were doing in MK Ultra. Also in Scientology a little bit, kind of has some of the same, the auditing process, that sort of thing, and it probably causes a lot of problems for him because he was like 16.
And it's a fucking nut.
Yeah, I guess maybe. Who knows?
Honestly, I've seen like the auditing shit, and it gets crazy. But I can't imagine that it's gonna affect me in any way. I already think it's bullshit.
Well, here's the thing, though. It's a little bit different in this case because he's really relatively young, especially for the situation he's in. He doesn't have the knowledge of auditing or this process or even what's taking place. And in addition to that, one of the experiments was they had people participating, like, write essays about everything they believed, like religion, politics, sociology, everything they believed and they thought was true and blah, blah, blah. And then this man conducting the experiment had like professional lawyers and law teachers at the school go through and destroy all their arguments and tear them apart and give them back to him. So they're deconstructing his reality, And if you're 16 and all you know is an authority figure or a group of authority figures told you everything you believe is wrong, you're going to question.
Well, then I'm going to question how intelligent he was at 16. Because if he's smart enough to be in college at 16, you should be smart enough to realize that the psychological experiment that he's in is fucking with him.
He's good at math and he's 16.
Yeah, so he shouldn't have been in college at 16.
Exactly. That's my point. Oh, I'm also not trying to make excuses for what Ted Kaczynski did.
Because there's other people in that experiment with him that, they weren't much older. Like 16 to 18 is not that different.
That's true.
And they didn't grow up to be serial bombers.
Yeah, my point more is that
my point is this, that he already had a mental issue and that this experiment might have aggravated it, but it didn't cause him to do this.
No, there was something I don't know if I want to say something there's something innate or something essential to him, because I don't really believe in essentialism, but there might have been. He had the ingredients for having this problem, and I think going to college way too young and being isolated and that sort of thing, these experiments, and then becoming completely isolated afterwards.
This episode's not going to be funny.
Well, this fucking movie is not funny. This movie is about mental illness, or is it about how bad Dungeons and Dragons is?
It's about mental illness, but they're blaming Dungeons and Dragons for it.
Well, that's the same thing we're talking about now, because the movie implies that it's triggered by Dungeons and Dragons, but then there's also the trauma from his brother leaving that was not resolved.
There's two people with mental problems in this.
Well, JJ's got a problem too. Yeah. Well, they all have varying levels of problems. Some of it's just.
Well, they're going to argue that Daniel has mental problems too.
That's just relative stress because his dad's kind of a dick. Sounds, that happens. And then Kate's also like,
Kate's just young.
She's got abandonment issues because of her father, sort of thing. It's not. I don't know. Not to say that there's more merit to different mental illnesses, but Robbie and JJ or Freddie. What's Tom Hanks' character's name? Robbie. They got problems, and that's what I'm. So it was Dungeons and Dragons. Was it his brother's disappearance? Not addressing that trauma. Has he had continuing problems like this? He had to leave another school because
he's obviously had continuing problems, and it wasn't Mazes and Monsters that caused him to leave his other school. It's his fucking mental problems that caused him to leave others. Yeah, and they're just blaming Dungeons and Dragons, Mazes and Monsters.
Well, so in the movie, it's cut and dry that's the source of it. Really,
yeah.
I mean, at first it's like, oh, your parents don't let you play a game. You think maybe they're gonna work the angle like, parents just don't understand. But it's like, no, actually,
parents are exactly right.
Yeah.
That game is warping your mind.
Dungeons and Dragons will make you fucking crazy. Yeah, so, I don't know, that establishes, I guess. A little tangent about JJ, Ted Kaczynski. It's kind of the same situation, to be honest.
Also Doogie Howser.
Yeah, he did alright, though. His best friend was Boner. Think about that on a TV show in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. They had a character named Boner.
I remember Boner.
Do you think they meant it in the old-timey fashion where like he just messes up a lot?
Why is everyone laughing at my boner?
Oh, no. Oh, he made another boner. So that establishes our characters. Daniel, his dad sucks. Kate, her dad sucks. Robbie, his mom's an alcoholic and his dad sucks. JJ doesn't have a dad?
Maybe sucks?
He probably sucks if he does.
I think they mentioned his dad at one point.
Oh, he sucks. And then his mom's always rearranged in his room. And JJ's socially isolated and shit. It's pretty bad. But they all bond over mazes and monsters, which Robbie isn't allowed to play because he previously
apparently played Mazes and Monsters all the time,
non-stop. He couldn't get any work done. The thing is like,
how do you find other people to play Dungeons and Dragons with you that long?
You just put up notes on the bulletin board in the cafeteria, didn't you see? He's also ninth level maze guy, or what did they say?
Priest?
No, they had like a specific term for it.
Yeah, I don't
like,
know.
whoa, ninth level. You didn't tell me that. You're like an expert at mazes.
We're all ninth levels.
I like that they just like don't understand the game at all.
I like how fucking intense and serious they are in the game. They have like candles everywhere, and like, I am Pardue, and I am a magic user of the priestly order, and I worship my god, and this is my knife, which I use to stab enemies who.
You think maybe they're trying to equate it to maybe some sort of ritualistic?
Yeah,
practice?
they're trying to make it ritualistic.
Oh, because everyone's afraid of Satan in the 80s.
Our Dungeons and Dragons sessions don't go that way, and I've never played a Dungeons and Dragons session that went like that.
I mean, as soon as I get to be DM and your kids are older, it's gonna get real crazy.
Incense everywhere.
No, I don't really like incense. Burning sage. I'm a smudge. Smudge. No, I have for a long time had an idea for a D&D campaign, but it'd be more horror focused. All from my own imagination. None of that crazy fantasy orcs and shit. Gotta stop skinwalkers.
Well, I mean, mine was...
Why am I constantly concerned with skinwalkers all the time, damn it?
Maybe one's been haunting you.
Haunted
skinwalker ghost blood.
He's gonna come around and be like, hey, give me your skin. I'm like, no. He's like, alright. Because I think you gotta invite him in like vampires. I don't know all the skinwalker rules, but I do know about Skinwalker Ranch. Seemed pretty spooky there. The government went to check it out. I think Mitch McConnell went.
Moscow Mitch.
That shit's so lame. Moscow Mitch.
Yeah, but he hates it, so keep doing it.
We're gonna get him with the hashtag. Yeah, resistance.
But it actually really bothers him, so why not keep doing it?
I mean, yeah, do it to piss him off. It's just like not okay.
Actually, I mean, well,
The Kentucky Democrats made some money off of it.
Like $200,000 a week.
Yeah.
That's the important thing, right?
I guess. Are they gonna run a candidate that can beat him?
Who in Kentucky?
Well, I heard a bunch of people came out to protest him and yelled at him for being Moscow Mitch. Maybe people in Kentucky are tired of his ass.
Maybe you should throw a milkshake at him.
No, because that's the exact equivalent of violence to these shooters that just took place.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Has a milkshake ever left 20 people dead? I don't think so.
If they get if Antifa gets a big enough milkshake, you're gonna be drowning in the froth, the froth and the
Just
foam.
wait until McDonald's brings back the Shamrock Shake.
That's
Then they'll pay.
Then they'll see what's what. Then they'll be it's sectarian violence because Shamrocks. Yeah, Antifa exactly as dangerous as fascists. That's like, I read a tweet from someone randomly that was like, yeah, so the leftists call the leftist YouTube BreadTube, which is a reference to Kropotkin's The Conquest of Bread. So that makes it basically the equivalent of maybe calling it like Mein Kampf Tube. And so, yes, this Russian philosopher, scientist, nerd who was like, hey, maybe mutual cooperation will be beneficial for the human race. I'm going to write a book called The Conquest of Bread, and it'll be equally as controversial as evil as this book about racism and genocide.
Well, not only that, but like, I mean, the guy didn't kill 9 million people or start a world war. So how is it anywhere?
He would have if he got the chance. The Peter Kropotkin, he would have done it. He hated everyone. He wanted them to work together to kill themselves. It was like the Heaven's Gate cult. That's what leftist ideas are.
Man, I can't even not follow that chain of logic at all.
It's just both sides, right? Both sides. Exactly the equivalent. It's all the equivalent. Same thing. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. Don't worry about it. Don't ever change anything because it's all the same. If you go too far left, too far right, it's all the same. Except we just keep veering right. It's like, no, you don't go any further left. Come on, meet me in the middle. Let me take a few steps back. All right, meet me in the middle now. I feel like I could have like a Robbie experience at this point in my life.
I can.
I'm just like, yeah, this is it. I'm living my fantasy world now.
I will say that like Robbie's life at the end of the movie, not that bad.
I guess well, no, his like whatever. He just hangs out on his family's gorgeous estate and pretends that he's a magic priest.
Yeah,
that seems fine. It was weird is when they arrive and they talk to his mom and she's just like, oh, he's doing great, not a problem.
Yeah, like what?
And she's just like, okay, this is how he is now. Is
Doesn't
that the
warn him
case,
at all?
or is it just that as soon as it's them, it triggered him?
I don't know. I couldn't
There's
figure
like,
it out.
or is it she just doesn't get it because she's drunk?
She's so drunk all the
So
time. Thinks
drunk,
perfectly
even though
fine.
she's like perfect allocation, she sounds perfectly fine. Just so drunk.
She's like, oh, we don't blame you. Like, why would you?
Yeah.
Why is it these three kids' fault?
Because they got him to play a game. He played a game and it made him crazy.
Maybe you should have gotten him like psychiatric help after his brother ran away.
No,
The
no,
other
no,
thing
no,
too
no.
is like maybe his brother had some mental problems too. Because why does he just run away in the middle of the night when he's on his birthday?
You want to know what I think is going on?
Yes.
His family is actually part of an evil satanic cult. And this is part of their ritual practices.
They sacrificed the firstborn.
That's right.
Then why did he go to Robbie and like, I need money to go to New York?
To try to escape. But then his family,
Snatched him.
his family's vassals still got him. And they were able to complete the sacrifice. But they need more power. They need to transfer the spirit of their demon god into the true heir, which is Tom Hanks. And to get him ready, they gotta vanquish the Holy Spirit that's within him. But first, he has to come to terms with that Holy Spirit, and that's part due. And then now,
In the Great Hall.
yeah, now his father's gonna come out in some ghoulies robes, vamping around, and he's gonna.
Hello, yes, it's me again. I'm here for you, Robbie.
That's right. See, you're getting it. You're getting it. Yeah, this is all just an elaborate, like.
Turns out magic is real. Fireball.
Yeah, it's just an elaborate 20-year ritual, 25-year ritual, 30-year ritual. Who knows? However long it takes, but they're getting his man jelly. I don't know. Whatever they're after, they're gonna get his adrenochrome. They're gonna use adrenochrome. Tom Hanks adrenochrome. That's the only explanation I can think of. Because otherwise, you'd probably be like, let's get you some psychiatric help. But I guess maybe this is a criticism of the upper middle class in some way, where they're just real hands off and don't care about anything.
Well, I think he's working with a doctor at the end of the movie.
That's true. But
They obviously
Is
should
he?
have been working with a doctor before.
is he working with a doctor?
I mean, I guess we just have Kate and via Robbie's mom to know that.
Yeah,
so.
it's just Robbie's mom said it, and she said he was fine. And he's like, "Hey, you want to go in the woods and do magic?" Like, oh, I don't know about that. And they're like, "So we played one last time. Only Robbie could see the monsters. Daniel was killed." End of movie. Yeah, I hate this movie so much. Just because it's just like, hey parents,
I love it because of that, but
well, it's just you. This is like still.
I just think it's so fucking absurd. This movie is so absurd. Like the Kate, everybody all three of these dudes are after Kate's booty, right? JJ wants her because he's upset when he finds out Robbie's hanging out with her.
Yeah,
And then when Robbie leaves the picture, Danny immediately swoops in, and he's like, "Yeah, Kate, I've always been a little afraid of you."
Oh, I thought Daniel and Kate's conversation was more like actual just establish each other as friends sort of thing.
And
I know there was a previous scene where he's like, "Oh, I wish I could just have a girlfriend who's actually."
and then they're together after that.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, you clearly paid very little attention to this movie.
This movie
And
sucked.
like one of like Daniel's last lines, or no, Kate's last lines is like, "Oh, I always thought you were just too pretty." What I think is the weirdest fucking thing to say to another person.
What? Who says that to him?
Kate says that to Daniel about why they haven't like hooked up before.
How did I miss all this? All I just remember is that we're going down into the secret tunnels, and then JJ had set up some elaborate puzzles for them to solve, like a skeleton with a flashlight in its mouth that lights up hidden runes, which is like, that seems more fun than like a haunted house.
Yeah, that kind of part is kind of cool. The one thing after that, like
I guess
there's
that's what,
ruins
like,
on the wall, and then somehow Daniel knows how to read them.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they made up their own language at one time. They
Yeah, I
showed
guess
JJ and Daniel like hanging
Yeah,
out,
that's true,
doing
I
nerd
guess.
stuff. So, what, like those mystery rooms? What the fuck are they called?
Oh, the escape room?
Escape rooms? Isn't that kind of what they do?
Sort of, but it's not like a maze. It's just one room.
Yeah, but you gotta like solve mysteries to get out.
Uh-huh.
I just get a fire extinguisher and bust down the damn door. Not really. That's some shitty shit to do.
I just shit in a corner, and then everybody's gonna want out anyway.
Let us out. It's Dookie. It's Dookie. Yeah, these guys wouldn't care about that too much though, because they go down into the Dookie tunnels anyways. Because the secret tunnels that no one's supposed to go into. Like, oh, you know what does go in there? Dookie.
I mean, you know what does go in there? Homeless people, drug addicts,
Cults. Furries.
Well, I mean, not in 1983.
Well, LARPers.
The first LARPers.
Grey water.
Watch.
Grey water. Watch. Oh, that's from A Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah. By the way, just an update on my A Song of Ice and Fire read through. I just finished The Storm of Swords. I'm going to start A Ball of Beasts, the combined one.
Oh, and another thing that happened this week, right, is
oh shit! You want to talk about the fucking Emmys?
No.
Oh, that's where you're gonna go.
Well, I mean, everything's been eclipsed by just nonstop gunshots everywhere. But the scripts came out for Game of Thrones, right? Mm-hmm. The one that's Emmy nominated. It's really bad.
It's bad. Not good.
It's just like,
here, let me reference another work in this script I'm writing. I don't get it.
I was thinking about it when I was reading it. It's like, yeah, you can kind of tell they're just done, and they've gotten to the point where it's like, you know what the fuck we're doing, you know? Like,
yeah, that's how I read it too.
Like we don't need to write a full fucking script. We're not trying to impress anyone at this point, which is absolutely the point I want to get to whenever I take on any creative endeavor. But you know what? I don't care anymore. Like, she fucking Drogon spreads his wings and it looks like she's a dragon lady. Fucking film it. They don't know about geography or something. Instead of describing them having quizzical looks. So,
they failed geography.
They just don't know geography. Like, fucking whatever. I get
that
it.
part really irritates me.
I get it, though.
How much Arya and Jon know about like the North and Brandon, the shipwright.
I think they're just trying to be funny to like.
Yeah, they're trying to be funny, but you know they were trying to be funny. Trying.
Yeah, the thing about it though is I kind of do understand their position and like why they were just kind of fucking around. But why would you submit that and think you'll get an Emmy? Is the question.
You're gonna get an Emmy for it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, HBO has a stranglehold on the Emmys and stuff, so probably. Oh well, fuck them. They're just a bunch of nerds.
Oh yeah, the Chernobyl script got released too. You should read that one. It's really good.
I don't give a fuck about that propaganda.
You read that Chernobyl script, goddammit.
Fuck this propaganda. Fuck the news. That's what I say. Me and Anti-Flag. Man, fucking... It is all just propaganda, isn't it? Mazes and monsters.
Man, it's super propaganda.
It's all just propaganda. You can't turn your head without someone trying to sell you some shit, tell you about how bad something cool is. Damn. You fucking kids are out here reading Harry Potter. It's one of the books that increased the young readership the most of all time. But here's why it's bad.
Witches.
Magic. Kids will use their imagination.
God.
Kids will look at these dead pieces of trees and hallucinate. It's terrifying.
Was it a cartoon or a comic strip or something? It's like, I'm gonna go look at this dead piece of tree and hallucinate.
Yeah. Something. I know I got it from somewhere.
Yeah.
I have that Robin Williams disease. Not the one that killed him.
The one where you take other people's shit and you don't remember.
You don't realize where you got it from.
Yeah.
It's always, I'm cultivating all these ideas and jokes and they swim around in my head. I'm like, I'll just pluck that one out. I'm like, I think that's a reference to something. I don't remember what it is anymore. Good old Robin Williams. What happened to that guy?
I think he's retired and
living happily ever after. He's playing on Project 1999, the classic EverQuest server. Speaking of EverQuest, that's Mazes and Monsters. Remember, there's a lot of scary stories about people getting addicted to EverQuest.
Yeah,
there was like 2 actual accounts of it happening.
There's a little. I mean, I guess it's a little bit different than Dungeons and Dragons. Like it's way easier to get addicted to EverQuest than Dungeons and Dragons.
It's specifically made to be. Well, I want to say.
And like, honestly, you're using your brain a lot more when you play Dungeons and Dragons than when you play EverQuest. Like you really have. You really are thinking when you play Dungeons and Dragons.
I think
if you're doing it right.
Well, here's the thing: is EverQuest, I think, takes a lot more thought and was less specifically designed to be addictive than any MMORPG afterwards.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, EverQuest. A lot of companies after EverQuest saw EverQuest and like, yeah, let's do that, but make it way more addictive.
Yeah, we'll exploit it, the concept of it more. Because I do think there was just an honest, like, hey, what if we made like a Dungeons and Dragons world game?
Yeah, well, I mean, Ultima Online and
Yeah, because that's EverQuest was just Brad McQuaid's D&D campaign.
right.
And he's like, yeah, that'd be fucking cool. Let's do it. And they did it. Because of the structure of the game, it was kind of addictive. It kept people playing. But I don't think that was the original intent. I think the original intent was just like, wouldn't this be cool? After that, though, a lot of companies, like big companies, were like, pretty cool, but what if we get more people to do it and get them to just never stop doing it? Can't wait for the 10th expansion for World of Warcraft.
Eagerly awaiting World of Warcraft Classic.
I say that, but I actually am I'm like, fucking, I'll play World of Warcraft Classic again. That shit was fun. I guess it's maybe nostalgia, but like it was fun. I don't got anything going on right now. My life's in shambles. I may as well play World of Warcraft. I've lived my life as a libertine, you might say, which means drug and alcohol problems, criminal record. No savings, no wife, no children.
I mean, I
no
got
property.
some of those things, but
so whatever. I'd say it's about time for me to just be wholly consumed by a 15-year-old video game. And my axe.
It's time to slay the dragon.
That was EverQuest Online Adventures. That was for casuals.
Casuals?
For casuals.
Casuals.
I don't remember people being very racist in EverQuest.
You saw it sometimes, but it wasn't very prevalent.
Yeah. Interesting.
It was always like some dude yelling out in like the common chat, and then you're like, shut the fuck up. That's usually where it is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. A lot of people made jokes about the races and classes within the game, but like not. I don't remember there being too real world politics at all, which is interesting. I wonder if like maybe the culture of the internet's changed.
I don't think so, because I remember like message boards and shit. You see tons of racist crap, and you used to just think, these people are idiots. They don't really believe it. They're just trying to get my goat.
People say that a lot, but I remember being on like Something Awful forums.
Well, they were more heavily moderated, weren't they?
Yeah, I'm
like,
trying.
I mean, like, there's some message boards we can name that were, more leftist, but I definitely remember, like, what was that fucking anime forum we were on? There's some people on that that had some racist thoughts.
Well, there's a lot of people in the Mobile Suit Gundam fandom that like just didn't get the message.
We talked about
and they're just kind of into like the fascist military part of it, What was the two conflicting sides in the original series?
The Duchy of Xeon and
oh yeah, the Xeon. There's a lot of people that are really into the Duchy of Xeon.
But even the Earth Defense Force, is that right? No, that's something else.
That's like
the colonies, the United Colonies.
No, that's like Gundam Wing. It's different for like.
Yeah, I know the different.
I'm talking about.
I can't
like,
remember
anymore.
I know. I remember Amuro,
Universal Century,
Char as Noble.
Man, this is a nerdy podcast. No one listen to this.
It's about Dungeons and Dragons. What do you fucking want?
Don't tell anyone about. We talked about Gundam on this. I'm trying to get a girlfriend.
I already got a wife. I don't give a shit.
Damn it. Nah, don't worry about that shit. That's funny. Nice. And then Gundam Wing. That was like the first anime I really got into.
Yeah.
It's like cute anime.
I like how like
with
every other Gundam
robots
has to have like a fake Char.
Yeah, Zex Marquis in Gundam Wing. Do they? I guess yeah. Even like the OVAs were like Anavel Gato. It's like, well, he's in the same military as Shaw, but not quite the same guy. But man, what a fucking name, Anavel Gato.
That is a good name.
Wow. If I
will say the Xeons had better names than the.
Check it out. If I get a cat, I'm gonna name it Anavel because it's a Gato. Gato. That's pretty dope. I'm glad we had this conversation. So now I know what to name cats.
I'm gonna name mine Rum Tum Tugger.
Rum Tum Tugger. That's gonna be the surprise hit of the year. I think people are gonna like go.
No, it's gonna be Snakes on the Plane again.
No, people are gonna go to the theater to see Star Wars. They're gonna intend to see Star Wars, and then they'll be like, I want to see Taylor Swift as a cat girl, and they'll walk right on in. Cats.
Someone wants to see Taylor Swift as a cat girl.
It's gonna be Avengers Endgame, Avatar. Fuck that shit. Cats. I don't understand why everyone's making fun of it. I think it looks like the craziest shit I ever seen.
No, it doesn't. It just looks weird.
Well, yeah, it's just so off the mark.
Right.
Which is great. I think I'm going to see it for sure. I'll go see it instead of Star Wars on opening day. Fuck that. Oh, it's Christmas. Go see Star Wars? No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to go see Cats. I don't know anything about this play. I happen to think that theater, or specifically Broadway, creatively bankrupt. But fucking let's see what these cats got to say.
I mean, Broadway is let's sing our emotions and what we're thinking. Let's sing the plot.
Yeah, you don't really see too much theater that's just straight theater anymore. At least not like on the in mainstream.
Yeah, I know it doesn't get big. It's still a thing.
Yeah, people write new plays. I'm sure.
Paul McCartney's writing one, right?
He's writing a play.
I think that's what I heard. Him and John tried to write a play when they first started out.
The time me and John were 15 and we both had sex with the same 19-year-old woman. That'd be a Beatles play for sure. You'd be like, yep, that makes sense.
Oh, your Paul McCartney is awful.
Oh, you do your Paul McCartney.
Well, hold on.
Yeah. Oh, it's me, Paul McCartney.
No, I have a good Paul McCartney. Fuck you.
That's how he sounds, though. Especially now that he's old. He's like, oh, okay, well, me and John, we were at the store.
That's your Paul McCartney.
That's what Liverpoolians sound like, I think.
I did it for Dungeons and Dragons. The goddamn shopkeeper has a Paul McCartney voice.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I can't
that's
do
right.
it. They can't put me on the spot like that.
Can you do a Scouse accent?
Not really.
Yeah. Or Geordie?
I try not to
So
because I hate them.
Yeah, they're the ones that like the English Valley Girls, kind of.
Yeah.
I think. No, Geordie's oh man, so I get my English accents confused. Geordie's are the ones like
I picture more like
real like
Jersey Shore,
high and breathy. I think like, we go to the store, and or maybe that's like the.
Oh, it's time to go on vacation. That's about
Yeah,
it.
that might be it. Yeah, I don't know. So, hopefully, no English people listen to this podcast, anyways, because we make fun of the English all the time. But I do like that the different accents they have. If you're gonna be Cockney, you have to be born within 3-mile radius of that one church, so you can hear the bells. That's the only way you can be Cockney. That's some like straight up real old English shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Can you hear the bells?
Fucking English history is gang culture. I'm saying it. These guys have English accents when they play their characters.
Yeah.
Because fantasy can only take place in England. I guess since Lord of the Rings is like supposed to be like mythical England, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing too, like Dungeons and Dragons, though, is based more on, in my opinion, the sword and sorcery, Conan the Barbarian kind of shit. Than
yeah,
because
they were interested in like titties and swords and stuff.
Yeah,
not
they wanted
the
to go into a
environment.
dungeon and like rescue a princess and steal a bunch of gold.
Yeah,
Not defeat the Dark Lord and
Save the environment
cast
and
the
stuff.
ring into the fire a seal door.
Yeah, they didn't have any. They didn't have a value structure, is what you're saying.
No, that really is a more recent addition to me in Dungeons and Dragons. I don't remember the times playing as a kid being all that concerned about the overarching plot of the world.
Baldur's Gate was the first Dungeons and Dragons to have a story. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Before that, there was never a Dungeons and Dragons story. Thank you, BioWare. You did it. Everything BioWare has ever done is good. And play Anthem. Man, what if BioWare sponsored us? We just shill for BioWare.
You just did.
Oh, fucking Baldur's Gate is good. The first 2 Mass Effects are good. Dragon Age Origins, fucking good. BioWare's got good games, man. Fucking no lie about it. You can have sex with Garrus. He's like a grasshopper person. It's hot.
I always wanted to have sex with a grasshopper person. Those long, spindly legs.
Yeah, I know. Like, what if I'm out here wasting time, kissing ladies, licking their butts and stuff, when really my soulmate is an intergalactic space monster that sounds like Batman? You know what I mean?
Space Force.
You know what I mean? Or is it a British man, son of Nigerian immigrants? His name is Kelly, and he's the lead singer for Block Party. Maybe that's my soulmate. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, he's cute and buff. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about mazes and monsters. I wish this movie, we instead of watching this movie, we watched like Masters of the Universe or something.
Oh, we can watch that next if you want.
Now, next we're watching Shaolin vs. Wu-Tang. It's the time to stop playing. We're watching some real kung fu shit.
Kung fu.
Shaolin vs. Wu-Tang. It's also on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I was thinking about that today because like almost every movie we watched for the last, 10 weeks has been Amazon Prime. We are basically just advertising for Prime Video at this point.
No, we're not. Fuck that shit. Burn
Amazon
it down.
Prime, Jeff Bezos presents McVenture Productions.
No,
Space Force.
thepiratebay.org presents Space Force. Don't use Amazon Prime. Pirate this shit. It's Shaolin versus Wu-Tang.
Buy this or steal this book. Don't buy it.
It is kind of curating what we watch, though, because I'll be watching something else and be like, oh, I know that movie. I like that movie. We should watch that next.
I haven't done that yet, but... Oh, actually, maybe I did on 1 or 2 movies.
I definitely, for Shaolin versus Wu-Tang, I was like, what? They got Shaolin versus Wu-Tang.
Do they have Master of the Universe, too?
I don't know. I don't know about that one. I haven't checked it out. I guess that'll do it for Space Force. We didn't have much to say about Mazes and Monsters because
fuck Rona Jaffe.
All I really had to say was, "Hey kids, don't
Fuck-
play fun."
Fuck the
have fun.
80s parents and Ronald Reagan and their concern for Satanism and Dungeons and Dragons. You're worthless.
Oh, Tom Hanks kills a man.
Yeah, he kind of does. He might have died.
He murdered him. Tom Hanks is a murderer. He got away with it because he's rich.
Well, no, it's because the guys were trying to mug him. And so he stabbed them back. And so they're obviously not going to be like, yeah, this guy stabbed us when we were trying to mug him.
Why not? You just say, hey, this guy stabbed us for no reason. And they'll go and pick him up, and he'll be talking crazy shit. And that's it.
They don't know his name. He ran away. They're not going to find this guy.
You just say he looks like Tom Hanks.
What do you think police work is like? They don't find these people.
You say, hey, he looks exactly like Tom Hanks. Oh, you're dialing the police? Who are you going to call when there's an emergency situation to have them arrive 2 hours later?
The police?
Yeah, that's right. And then they won't ever follow up or take care of the problem.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. You love the police. Nah, police, I like hot dogs, so the police.
Aaron Carter?
It's me, Aaron Carter's.
Oh, that all good parties ended. 8 Aaron Carters. Dre.
Man, what happened to Jeff Epstein?
He's in prison.
There's an assassination attempt.
Okay.
Hillary Clinton wants his adrenochrome. Some of the weird shit about Jeffrey Epstein though is like, I guess those like QAnon guys are right about some shit. Because he's like,
weird shit.
Yeah, I want them to clone my penis, and yeah, oh man, he is fucking weird. And I'm sure Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, I'm sure they're fucking weird too. There's merits to it all.
Donald
really.
Trump, we have plenty of signs that he's fucking weird. I don't know if you ever read Bill Clinton's book that he wrote himself. He comes off as a little fucking weird in that, so.
Yeah? Does he say some weird things about women?
No.
Oh.
Obviously not. He's more careful in the book, but.
Yeah, Bill Clinton's a creep.
You can read between the lines.
Yeah, he kind of sucks. No, he just sucks. 3 strikes, you're out. Take that, black population. 3 million deported. Remember? Oh, there was debates this week too, wasn't there?
Oh yeah.
What the fuck? What a week! Oh, that wasn't last week at all. That was this week. It's like, what the fuck? Oh my god!
Time's moving too fast. Like on the internet and in TV and news media, everything information does seem to move way too fast for me to actually process
anything.
Yeah.
Society of the spectacle. Oh no, man! Have you ever tried to watch the new Daily Show?
No.
With Trevor Noah?
I actually kind of stopped watching before Jon Stewart even left. So
they just seem to be sort of like corporate bootlickers now. You know, there doesn't seem to be any nuance to it. It's just like,
yeah. I mean, it seems like any joke I do see is kind of like, they look dumb.
Yeah. Like what?
And like not actually calling out the nefarious bits of it, just pointing out how stupid they seem. Which I mean, like Jon Stewart did a little, definitely like made the turtle joke and shit about Mitch McConnell, but he also
I feel like there's more substance to it.
Yeah.
At least. Maybe it's because I was younger. Maybe Jon Stewart doesn't know what he's doing either.
You have to go back and take a look.
I don't know if I want to watch all the episodes of the Daily Show just to not like Jon Stewart. I mean, he is just kind of like he's a comedian, whatever. But I don't know.
I mean,
it's definitely seemed like he had more to say than Trevor Noah, and maybe it's not even a personal Trevor Noah thing, but the writing staff, the producers, it just seems like very middle of the road, middle class, bland. Like definitely vote for Biden or Kamala Harris. Trump bad. No interesting information about societal change that needs. You know what I mean? Like, haha, Bernie Sanders yells. Cool. Ah, man, fucking, that's it. That's Space Force.
We're ending on a real down note.
Yep. I mean, what a bummer. I'm just gonna watch Eva Destruction videos. Fuck it. I'm tired of the shit. I'm going fully online. But when I go fully online now, it's just like only drag queen stuff. That's it. That's it. I'm watching drag queen wrestling.
No, that reminds me. We saw the Impartial Jokers the other night, and they handed out luchador tickets at the door.
Oh, what? Lucha Libre?
Lucha Libre!
Lucha Libre. Or around here?
Yeah, well, no, Phoenix.
Oh, that's what's up. What, is it like, did you recognize the promotion at all?
Nope, I have no idea who it is.
Is it local to Arizona, or is it actually from Mexico?
I can't tell. I'd have to look it up.
Damn,
I can't tell from the tickets they handed out.
I'd go see Lucha Libre. I like seeing independent wrestling sometimes. Usually you see like, as you would expect, much more interesting characters than are allowed on WWE.
Yeah, that's true, right? I don't know, the WCW, like I remember they used to open up with those like 6-man lucha libre
Yeah, they're really
matches,
good
and those are real
about
fun.
Luchadors, WCW is. I'm talking like you're not gonna see a trans wrestler on WWE.
You should. That'd be interesting.
AEW will have one too, I believe. Actually,
One woman or one man?
I don't want to say for sure because I may
Sound like an asshole.
Yeah, I don't want to come off as an asshole because I have someone mixed up. So, and not because well, mostly just because like I don't pay attention to like the indie wrestling scene enough, but like I have passing knowledge of like certain wrestlers and stuff. And then yes, I don't specifically know how they would label themselves and that sort of thing, you know. So I don't want to say one way or the other, but definitely AEW looks much more interesting than WWE. And hopefully that
How
works
could it
out.
not be?
Hopefully it works out a bit. I don't know. That one pay-per-view, All or Nothing, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, he smashed Triple H's throne when he entered the ring. Cody Rhodes, he's crazy looking. All those Roses are.
Dusty used to have the craziest fucking face.
He's the funniest guy, though. Tell you, Mean Gene.
Yes.
Tell you what the Just what a southern guy, southern gentleman. Yeah. All right. Cool. That's Space Force. McVentureProductions.com. Patreon. We can survive. Help us survive.
Oh yeah, you go ahead and surprised us. Our Patreon, it's pretty good.
That's like a cartoon Beatles. That's like what they sound like in the Yellow Submarine.
What's your point? Exactly where I copied it from.
Oh. Patreon, help us to live. You can listen to Dungeons or Dragons or something. We haven't played it recently, but we have a backlog of episodes.
Yeah, we do. I need to put them up.
Twitter at Kyle Main with 2 Y's.
That's Sean McDonald.
It's on the website. You can email us too. Nightgown pictures, preferably. Men and women. I don't care. Just see good nightgowns.
I just want pictures of knees.
That's pretty good.
Actually,
like,
nothing. I don't want any pictures. Please don't send me pictures.
You get old knee pictures and it kind of looks like human faces. It's always cool. Yeah, that's Space Force.
I will not open or view them.
I will. So just send them all to me. I don't care. I'm a wild man. I got nothing to lose. Except for my chains.